Yeah. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. You guys are tuned into the Linc Up featuring Symone Stanley, Lord Brunson, and yours truly, Tone DeShields II. You know how we give it up here, man. Make sure I smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We got a lot to get into. We almost started the podcast and didn't even hit record. That's how quickly we got to the shit. As soon as we saw each other, we was like, "Hey, listen, y'all heard what we heard. You saw the press conference. You saw Jalen. You saw AJ. We got a lot to break down, y'all. My emotions is running high. My energy is high, and I just can't wait to tap in on my people. So again, make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. So much to get into, so much to talk about. Let's not waste no time. Symone, LB, how we feeling?
I'm cooling.
Feeling good.
Like a fan.
Supper.
She stayed with the bowl, stay with a spoon, stay with a fork.
6:30.
This really like my lunch because this
right.
is the time I'm eating there.
You could tell somebody greedy when they call it supper.
She said supper. Yeah, I was just about supper.
Right. I said that funny, bro.
Time for supper, tea and scones, Gov. Where's the supper?
My tea.
It's tea time, Mike.
Definitely with the tea. I saw you out there in Tampa too. Well, I didn't see you. I wasn't there. I saw you out there. No, I wasn't.
She was stepping.
Yeah, she was stepping for the birds.
You know how I step. Mm-hmm. Maybe I rep. Mm-hmm. Y'all,
it was hot like that. It was hot like that.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
Damn,
bro. Not me manifesting that fight because right or wrong, whatever. I've always wanted to see a fight at a game. Because somebody's fighting every week. You know, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, somebody fight every week. And I'm like, I want to see a fight. So basically, they was chirping, and I was like, had to keep my eye on it. You know, I'm peeping. They was chirping. There was a few rows up and down. They was chirping. Once the Eagles started stalling out, then all of a sudden the Bucs fans, get loud on third down, right? Then this little dude, a little Eagles fan, talking about some scoreboard. Now, scoreboard is hella corny to me, especially when the score is dwindling away, right? So the Bucs fans was trolling him, talking about scoreboard. You know, I was like, oh, this gonna get spicy, right? So as soon as we got that fourth down stop, then all hell broke loose. I was like, I finally got to see a fight at a game.
Listen, this shit is blood sport, man. Like we have them games.
No,
it get real.
Packed up at these games, though.
Yeah,
girls, people be bleeding. They be getting packed up at these games.
Did you see my video?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw how she had his eyes.
Yeah, she was trying. She was pressing his face like a PS2 controller. I was like, damn, what's going on? People be getting packed up. I had to say something at a game because I ain't gonna lie, it didn't even have nothing to do with me. There was a black dude in front of me standing up. You know what I mean? He just would not sit down, but he was like right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So what I do, I stand up. So now I can see now. I'm not about to bother good buddy. He paid decent money for opening night. You know what I mean? The people behind me, you know what I mean? Two white guys, they like, can y'all, they like, can you sit the fuck down? Can you sit? They going crazy. They saying obscene stuff. So the black dude is ignoring them, right? And then they just going crazy. P word, B word. Like buddy is just ignoring them. The buddy turned around. He said one word. He said, if it go left, you going to sleep. I was like, God damn. I said, I'm in the right spot tonight. Then they start ganging up, right? So it was like 6 of them and 1 of him. Then I'm like, you heard what he said? So now it's about to be a 2-on-6. I done inserted myself in the beef, but it didn't go left. And I believed him. He would have put something to sleep out there.
So this was the home opener?
Here's the home opener, yeah.
You got to think about it, though. You right there.
Standing up during the game. I be standing up all game. Why be sitting down for?
Man, nobody sitting down. Stuff they were saying was bothering me because it's like you would not talk to that man like that if you weren't in the confines of this place where you think you safe at. You can get beat up right here, bro. They'll kick him out, they'll ban him, but you will get treated. It's not worth it. It's not worth the stuff you're saying at these games.
It never is.
It's never worth it.
It never is. Again, like you said, a lot of people think they got the protection, but that yellow jacket can't save you. That yellow jacket not going to save you. So,
see, I don't normally.
You all right?
I don't normally drink. I don't normally drink what mortals drink.
What you got in there? Some yak?
this a little jack, but this is all I had today. I ain't had time to, I was out on the bike today. I was at the gym. I was doing a lot. I was just being productive. This is what mortals drink. This is all I had today. I don't even
love Jack.
First world problems, I guess.
It's cheap. It ain't gonna do the job. I got to go get me
You
something.
drinking Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Jack Daniels?
It ain't Uncle Nearest.
I don't like Jack.
And that's like the same price.
Well, I'll drink anything.
Yeah, man, you can have it. I don't drink
Maybe like what you drink. What you got?
Oh my goodness, man. Y'all crazy. Listen, speaking of drinking anything, some people been really drinking the Kool-Aid on this AJ Brown situation, and some people looking at it from the perspective of, hey, listen, move on, it is what it is. Some people really digging their feet into the sand saying, no, AJ, he always a problem, he always in his feelings. It's a lot of different angles people taking when it comes to this thing, but AJ decided to speak to the media today. He didn't speak to the media after the game. He decided not to, but he decided to spend his time with the media to set the record straight. And he said a lot. And he said a lot that I really don't got a problem with. He said a lot that I actually agree with him with. If I could just lay some of it out real quick. He spoke about how he knows ultimately what he's capable of. And he knows that at the end of the day, whatever problems we got going on offensively, passing and running the ball, it got to get fixed before we run up against a real team. And we found out the hard way that we really got issues. And I think LB, you spoke about it from that perspective. The fact that, listen, all this be patient stuff is cute now, but eventually we're gonna run up against somebody that punches in the mouth. And the last thing we want to happen is to find out the hard way losing when we can get stuff fixed while we winning, right? So I really respected that perspective from him. But I think what stood out to me the most from AJ is how he spoke about the notion of when they struggling, give me the ball. When we lost, give me the ball. When the game on the line, give me that. I want that. I put the work in for that. I respect somebody who knows they put the work in and is willing to take all the bullets for their team in that regard, who's willing to carry the team to the promised land. I mean, he's coming from the perspective of he knows that he's that guy. And when you put the kind of work in he's put in, we saw it in the offseason. We saw him working out in one of the toughest gyms in the country, putting in that work, his dedication to his body, his dedication to his mind, his craft, his technique, his fundamentals. When you think about a guy like AJ Brown, you say to yourself, you want a man like that to go to war with. You want a guy like that that's not afraid to bust his gun. And I have no problem with what AJ said in his press conference. Again, I agree with everything he said. They asked him, are you happy here? He said, listen, Philly is home. And the reality is, I did it to myself. So he owned it. He owned the fact that his emotions got the best of him. And he owned the fact that, look, the reality is I'm happy here. And I do trust my quarterback. I do trust my coaches. And there is an open line of communication, but my emotions got the best of me. The one part that I will push back on, and then I'll let y'all tap into this, is where he said, there is an open line of communication between everybody. I don't doubt that, but clearly somebody's not listening. The question is, who isn't? LB, what say you?
So first of all, I hate that he keeps putting himself in this position to have to seemingly apologize for something that he says on social media. This will be like the third time that AJ Brown says something on social media. We talk about it for a whole week, and then all the attention is on AJ Brown instead of the team. Like that shit kind of makes sense when you're not winning championships, but we winning championships now. Like this behavior of running the social media instead of talking things through internally, it got to stop if you're AJ Brown. It got to stop, because I'll tell you what, you want to be reading books and doing all of this stuff and whatever, being a distraction the way you being, you will be worse off with another organization, because you could be talking about I just want to win. There's a lot of guys in a position who produce day in and day out, but the only thing, I just want to win. Buda Baker damn near cried 2 years ago. I can't keep in front of the team. We just keep losing. Some guys just produce, but don't win. AJ Brown does not want that. He does not want that life. So it would behoove AJ Brown to honestly stop running to the media with with all his gripes. I'm running to social media with all his gripes. You know what I mean? Talk these things out internal. Try to do things differently if you're AJ Brown. But I'm not gonna act like I don't see where he's coming from. I'm not gonna act like I don't see where he's coming from because I too am frustrated with the display of the offensive side of the ball, man. I mean, it's just not good, man. I love the things that AJ Brown said in terms of clearing it up. The one thing that stuck out to me was, listen, this is my city. This is my home, whatever. But we're living in a day and age where guys like Micah Parsons get traded. You know what I'm saying? We're living in those times now. Although AJ is extended, AJ is paid. Money's not the issue. The issue is that he doesn't like how productive the offense is. And I'm 100% in agreement with what he doesn't like. I just don't like the way he went about it. Like he said also today that special teams and defense been carrying us. That's not a lie.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is not a lie. You know what I mean? We done blocked 2 kicks that led to touchdowns. You know what I mean? We're intercepting balls. We're creating fumbles. We're doing everything we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, the offense clicked when it was time for a comeback, but AJ Brown is preparing us for war early, and I respect that because you're going to have to put 4 quarters together against this Denver Broncos team. Both of their home wins was blowouts, and they only lost their 2 road games. You're going to have to put a balanced breakfast together for these guys. So the AJ Brown situation to me is, if I'm AJ, if I'm being honest, you got to be careful, man, because when you do shit like this in the beginning of the season, say the season go off the rails from this moment forward, AJ Brown could be at risk of being traded because it'll all point to AJ Brown being a distraction that derailed a team from winning, and winning is all that matters, dude. Winning is all that matters. If the Eagles fall severely below expectations, Howie Roseman will take a hard look at the left and the right, and Howie Roseman will evaluate guys. We saw CJ Gardner-Johnson get moved, who was under contract. We saw CJ Gardner-Johnson get moved, who was under contract.
Right.
AJ Brown, our offense isn't dependent on the guy getting 100 targets a game or 100 receptions a year. AJ Brown hasn't had over 80 receptions in one season that he's been with us, but he's been wildly productive the times he does get the ball. There's several guys that Howie Roseman might think in his mind that he could replace AJ Brown with and get the same production. So if it would be like, listen, man, if you're on a team that's winning, that's your legacy right there, man. If you could continue to stack championships, nobody care about your stats, bro. Stack the championships. The stats are not more important than the championships. I don't see Jalen Hurts complaining about the lack of the times he throwing the ball.
That's a good point.
Once.
That's a good point.
Not once, man. Not once. I don't see, you know what I mean? But I don't take it as complaining from AJ. I think AJ is wary of the fact that you cannot sustainably win a Super Bowl like this. Saquon went crazy last year. Saquon not going crazy. Somebody got to step up on the offensive side of the ball, and he wants his passing attack to be better. There's 2 straight years now that in his mind it was mid. But But Tone, both of our guys were hurt. Smitty and AJ both missed time.
And that's the part that don't get talked about enough, LB. The fact that both of those guys missed 4 games apiece. And Symone, I want to get your perspective on this because LB said something that I also agree with. Like, I agree with the fact that, dog, you don't got to run to Twitter for this shit, bro. You really don't got to keep doing that, right? That's something that's a distraction, and honestly, it's unbecoming of a man, in my humble opinion. But again, his sentiment, I feel him 150%, right? I actually don't mind AJ being frustrated. Where I get irritated, Symone, is where people try to act like he has no reason to be frustrated. We winning. Yes, we are winning. Yes. But when you watch the games, you can tell they're not emptying the clip on people. You can tell they're not really finishing a plate. They leaving a lot on the football field. So AJ's position is completely valid. How he handled it is where things go a little left. And I think we all can agree on that part. Symone, what's your perspective on the AJ Brown press conference? What's your perspective on AJ Brown's position?
Yeah, it's the right message. Like, obviously, AJ Brown should be frustrated, and he should be voicing his concerns to the appropriate parties, which is not social media. The only issue here is that he went to social media after doing this dance several other times in the past. Like, you've done this before. You went on social media, posted a cryptic message, Jalen has to get asked questions. Nick Sirianni has to get asked questions. They're talking about it all the time on the social media. Even last time he went as far as going to the radio himself and clearing the air. So you know how far this can go when you post something cryptic like that. So, I mean, A.J. Brown he's been in this position before, and you would think that he would know that that's not the route at this point. The message is 1,000% correct. You just need to have that conversation with Jalen, Nick, and Kevin Patullo. And he said there's an open line of communication between all of them. But at the same time, why aren't you going to them? They're in arm's reach. Why are you going to Twitter? Like, y'all are in the same locker room. If you have concerns, you've been with Nick for years. You've been with Jalen for years. You've been with Kevin Patullo for years, the gosh darn pass game coordinator. Like, if after the game you can't go voice your concerns to them, you have to let it out on social media. When at the same time, Jalen Carter in his post-game press conference is saying, we're happy. People are playing games. It's all smiles in the locker room. So the locker room majority is all smiles after that win, but you on social media, that's just kind of giving it a divisive vibe. Mm-hmm. Also, you say it's an open line of communication. However, when Jalen Hurts is asked at the podium about A.J. Brown's statements, Jalen Hurts' response is, I'm not going to analyze or try to make assumptions on what the post means. That means y'all didn't have a conversation about what the post meant if Jalen Hurts is saying, I'm not going to speculate or try to analyze what the post meant. So Jalen don't know what the post meant. So that means it's an issue. It's a breakdown in communication. And there's a lot of bullshit going on this offense. We know that for a fact. But like Jalen Hurts said today, the only way to solve this issue with the offense is for everybody to come together, for us to band together. This is not a moment for people to isolate themselves and try to cope with things in different ways besides just going to the head, going to the source, and having a conversation. Like, what are we supposed to do with this information on Twitter? Please go have the conversation with Jalen, Kevin, Nick. But I mean, the apology and the explanation that A.J. Brown gave today was great. It's just like, why do we have to do this? Because now, like LB said, it's a massive distraction. We already have the distraction of our offense looking buns. Mm-hmm. So now you're adding in the distraction of, is so-and-so mad? Is so-and-so not mad? Are they willing to trade them? It's just an extreme unnecessary distraction when things are already so fragile on the offense. And again, like LB said, last season, Jalen Hurts winning games, throwing minimal yards, right? Not getting any stats, but winning. And what did he say every gosh darn week? Winning is the only thing that matters. It don't matter. I'm not chasing yards. I'm not chasing stats. I'm chasing wins. Shoot. Saquon, after that same game where one player is on Twitter, Saquon is saying, I don't care if I rush for 2 yards or 200 yards. I want to win. Jalen Carter says, I don't want 6 sacks and a loss. So at the exact same time as you are posting this on Twitter, 2 other leaders of this team are saying they don't care about stats. So people need to get on the same page.
I think where it gets interesting, though, the Saquon and Jalen Carter angle, although I see your perspective, I think where there's a tick of a difference between their perspective and AJ's is the fact that Jalen Carter, his game isn't necessarily predicated on touching the ball. Every play he's getting action. You get what I'm saying? Saquon, he's a running back. Every play for the most part, he's getting action. Whereas though AJ Brown, because he's a receiver, so many things have to go right for him to get action. So again, I'm not taking nothing away from.
I agree with what you're saying,
but it is a team sport at the end of the day. So
the message. Hold on, LB. We talking business, LB.
No, buddy was happy as shit meeting Symone. He was happy as shit.
We talking business. AJ on Twitter, right? While we try to have a serious discussion. AJ Brunson.
I hear you though.
AJ Brunson on Twitter while we try to have a serious discussion on the Linc Up.
Not AJ Brunson.
But Symone, I think I know where you're about to go, but before you do go.
No, my point is saying this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Players get frustrated, right? If they don't perform. they're athletes. Everybody wants to have the top performance every time they touch the field, right? Same instance. Look at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry fumbling the ball, and he's frustrated. You know what I mean? If you don't have a big game, you get frustrated even in a win. Saquon can be extremely frustrated right now. I was 2K Saquon last year. I'm on all these cheesesteaks. I'm on Madden. In the beginning of this year, she not looking right. Jalen Carter had the same mindset. Shoot, my Vic Fangio calling me fat, my shoulder busted. I'm not looking how I was looking last season. Both of them could have the same nasty attitude, but they don't, because at the end of the day, we're winning. So I get it's not predicated on targets for them, but at the end of the day, it's a performance after the game. And they're not playing up to their own standard, but at the end of the game got to end.
I do see the perspective.
Another unsung part that people not realizing is that the guys who AJ is mad at, whoever it may be, they know it's an issue too, because that series wouldn't have happened where AJ Brown basically got 3 balls thrown to him in a row. You know what I mean? They know it's an issue. Like, they tried to force feed him the ball. They know that there is some issue somewhere with the passing game or the scheme or how AJ is being used. They know it's an issue there, which is why they tried to throw. He had 9 targets. But they was 9 targets.
But they was I'm gonna be honest.
No. I'm not saying they were good targets, but he had 9 targets. Somebody's calling his number. Somebody knows there's an issue.
Yeah.
Okay. About 3 of them was BS.
But also at the same time, Jalen Hurts was not his best self in the second half.
He was concussed.
And he missed him twice deep in the first half.
I firmly believe he was concussed.
Bruh, you saw him on his knees.
He missed a comeback route. He threw a go ball instead of a comeback. And then he just was late on another pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? And those were 2 like over 20-yard passes. But at the end of the day gonna end, and it's gonna end with the Eagles win. So we move on from here.
What's so funny to me too, real quick, y'all, because I am ready to move on from this whole AJ thing in general. But here's my problem with some people, right? And it's not y'all, but just when I've been paying attention to people's perspective, on social media throughout these past few days, and you can tell when people just too used to docile motherfuckers, like they just too used to people who domesticated. I'm sorry. I want to kill out there. I want somebody that want the ball. I want somebody that play with an ego. I don't want nobody who's okay with not touching the ball. When you a number 1 receiver and you put that work in, you don't get to that position. You can't be a WR1 in this league and not have some level of arrogance and confidence and dog in you. You can't be a wide receiver 1 and be okay with just being okay. You want to dominate. You want to eat everything off your plate. And you don't want to leave nothing left for the opponent. So when I see people try to make AJ Brown seem like he's somebody who doesn't want to win, or he only wants to be selfish, only wants to get his and not want to win, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that, because he's been here too long for him to be strictly for self. He's been the captain for 2 straight years, voted by his teammates. You don't get voted a captain 2 years in a row by your teammates if you strictly for self. They asked him in that press conference, and they said, "How do you think your teammates felt about that?" He said, "I mean, look, unless they're putting on a facade, I mean, we still good in here, and my teammates know my position. My teammates know my perspective. Like, he's not a guy." He spoke about this in the press conference. He said, "I'm not a guy that's on the sideline screaming rah rah. I'm not on the sideline demanding targets. I'm actually the most quiet person on the sideline. I'm not the person. I'm so focused in the game. I'm so focused on letting the game come to me." But again, I do feel like he handled it the wrong way, and I don't want to give him the out for handling the wrong way. When you mishandle yourself, you got to wear that. Players fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is with him, it's happened 1 too many times for certain people to be okay with. But because I'm such a passionate dude, and I understand the perspective of being misunderstood to a certain degree by people that's closest to you, well, I'm rocking with AJ to the wheels fall off. Anybody that got something crazy to say about AJ, okay, find somebody else that's going to do what he do in this offense as well as he does it. Find somebody.
We haven't found nobody since him. T.O. wasn't even as good.
Think about how hard it was to find a receiver of the. Think about how hard it was to find 2 receivers of this caliber, AJ and Smitty. It took us forever. So y'all think they just fall off trees?
the thing is, that's why AJ Brown is still here. Like, nobody on this panel is debating should AJ Brown be here or not. Like, AJ does so much good. Like, we see these little bouts, not even just on the field, but like off the field. AJ Brown brings so much positivity to the team, to the city, all that. Like, he does a lot of good, like not even just on the field, right?
Right.
The issue, not even the issue, but the whole thing of misunderstood. Bro, you are saying cryptic stuff. So if I say I'm a flower in a dark room that dances and drinks fairy dust, and then I say Tone don't understand me, well, because I'm speaking in tongues. If you want to be understood, say it plain. You know what I'm saying?
But this
you can't post something cryptic and then be like, oh, I misunderstood. Bro, say what you mean.
And that's what I don't like about social media, because say it. If you're going to say it, say it. But the only time that he can really say it is to the people.
Exactly.
Because if you say it on social media, it's 100. The headlines is AJ Brown throws his team or front office under the bus on social media. He names names. If you say it, you get traded. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's not going to say. If you say it, we part ways, because that's too much. But to just tiptoe and titty pat around it, it's kind of weird. Basically, AJ, this is AJ's position. I feel like y'all can't do it without me. We know we can't do it without AJ Brown. We know that to be a fact. We cannot do it without AJ.
And they know that. They know that.
They know that too.
Look, the only problem is that he said this to social media and not.
That's the only problem.
Howie Roseman.
But I do think he's been speaking about it in the locker room all week.
That's not the only problem.
Right. No. But
there's
also,
no way it's the first time he voiced his concerns.
The thing that's throwing me off is that when Jalen Hurts was asked about the post on the same day, today, a few hours ago, post went out on Sunday. It's Wednesday night. That's been 3 days since that post went out, okay?
Right.
Jalen Hurts says, I'm not going to try to decipher what that meant. That means on Wednesday night, our quarterback, Jalen Hurts, does not know what that post meant.
You believe that?
Means that there's a breakdown.
I believe it.
In communication.
I believe that. I 100% believe that.
Let me be clear. You believe AJ and Hurts haven't had a conversation
I don't know if they've discussed, but the communication is not. Jalen Hurts said today he don't know what that post meant.
There's a maturity. There's a maturity difference there that we're not like honing in on. Jalen Hurts is from the mindset of, if something ain't done right, I'm gonna say it to you. We got to figure this out. We got to come up with a plan together. I got to bring it to you. Jalen Hurts' mind doesn't work and say, I need to decipher where you're coming from. You didn't say anything to me.
Why wouldn't, if Jalen knew what the post meant and they said, Jalen, what did you make of that post? Couldn't he just say, me and AJ talked and we discussed it and we're on it this week? He said, I'm not about to analyze and try to decipher what it meant.
I 100% believe that is exactly what he did. He saw it like everybody else and said, I don't have time for this because this says nothing.
I will say
this is not a solution. This is a bigger problem by you doing things this way.
I do agree with the fact that Jalen saw the post and probably said, okay, I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining this. I believe that, right? But I find it hard to believe that AJ and Jalen didn't have a conversation between then and now. I find it even harder to believe that these guys haven't been discussing these issues over these past 4 weeks. Again, AJ.
But you see what AJ looked like.
I 100% believe that there was no conversation had, especially between that post being out and now.
I don't think a convo was had about that post.
Now, I don't even think they talked.
Was a convo had about the offense? Maybe.
Okay.
But was a convo had about that post? I don't think so.
I don't think I don't think there was a one-on-one with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts about the offense or anything. That's the energy that is given. Now they both respect each other. They both understand that they both need to do things better. But I don't think that there was a conversation had, and I think that's an issue, to be honest.
Somebody said, why would they be discussing Mark verse 7? This ain't Bible study.
Exactly. And you know, all of this did was take the onus off of Kevin Patullo, who is ass.
It took the blame, it took the spotlight off of, it took the heat off Kevin Patullo, and it took
I do agree with that.
Off the Browns.
Right.
I definitely agree with that.
Hold on. Let's talk about his press conference for a minute, because I was disgusted. Too much laughing, too much being unserious for me. This is a serious issue. And for you to run around, it's a good problem to have when we got so many mouths to feed. Not one getting fed, though. How's it a good problem to have? Not one getting fed. You are misusing the best of all of these guys, bro. Every single player is in their prime, and the offense looks like this. Jalen Hurts is the first player in NFL history after 4 games that have 5 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. And look how the offense look. You are misusing guys at the height of their prime, for real, for real. A.J. Brown is being misused. Smitty is being misused. You so much wanted to appease A.J. Brown, or what you thought you had to do is that you diverted from the game plan, which was getting Calcaterra and Michi was catching passes. Sometimes that's how the game go. Mechie, whatever. Sometimes that's how the game go. We went away from that and said, we operating too much like a well-oiled machine. Let's force feed A.J. Brown. That's not football, bro. That's not football. Jalen Hurts was 15 of 16 in the first half and not complete a single pass in the second half. We shouldn't be talking about A.J. Brown or Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown has the right to be upset, for sure. Kevin Patullo ass need to be on the hot seat, bro. And I got to come here and say one thing. Kelee Ringo played well. I'll say that. We're
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. As we put a button on the A.J. Brown conversation, I think from what I'm hearing, we all agree that AJ's sentiment is completely valid. His sentiment is completely valid. I think we also agree with the fact that you shouldn't be running the Twitter or running the social media to voice your concerns. I think we all agree there as well. I think we also all agree on the fact that at the end of the day, AJ Brown is a vital cog in this machine. And this machine don't run the way it's supposed to without AJ Brown doing his thing. We saw that in the second half. We saw what it looks like when AJ Brown takes over a football game in the second half of that Rams game. So for anybody who feels differently about AJ Brown, who feels differently about his impact, who thinks he's replaceable, who thinks AJ Brown is somebody who just needs to shut up and dribble, I'm not buying that. The reality is Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, this offensive line, Dallas Goedert, these guys are truly dominant in their own right. And when guys like AJ are eating, when guys like Saquon are eating, this offense just looks entirely different. And Kevin Patulo has not been maximizing these guys to their fullest potential. So if we're going to get the best out of AJ Brown, we're going to get the best out of Jalen Hurts, if we're going to get the best out of all these guys on offense, Kevin Patulo has to do his job, because it's been malpractice. It's been malpractice for him to put out that product the way he has. There's no reason your offense looks the way it looks in the first half of that Bucs game and then look completely different in the second half. There's no reason your offense looks the way it looked in the first half versus the Rams, and then all of a sudden you find this mystery switch in the second half. We've seen too much herky-jerky football, too much inconsistent football from this football team, and they're too talented to look that way. So again, I say this, and we could transition. AJ Brown, completely justified, but you got to handle your business in-house. It's very simple. It's very simple. So transition to the Kevin Patulo angle. I agree with y'all on that. He's hot. He's flying under the radar. Did y'all see his press conference? Because again, another snooze fest, another conversation where he's not saying anything, talking about we looking at this, we looking at that. I can't stand to look at this man smug facing these press conferences, acting like everything is all good, acting like, hey, we're just one block away, or hey, the defense is doing different things and we got to respond. No, bro, you are not doing your job. It's just that simple. So I mean, before Kevin Patulo before he skates out of this thing, I need to hear your perspective on this man.
But let's do our super chats on the AJ combo. Because sometimes we go to the end and we already off the topic, so we can just hit those.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We can do that. Let's see here. We got Zay Zay with the $4.99 super chat. He says, same sheet, just a different year. AJ's typical yearly complaint about the offense, and I have no problem with it. They will figure it out. If not, KP is shit.
Right. You know what? They probably like, you know how you got that one cousin that be on Facebook or whatever, and every few months he be like, man, I hate myself. Man,
yeah, I hate myself.
I hate myself. Damn. I hate myself. Damn.
You know, they'll be like posting like some woe is me type stuff, and you just keep scrolling. And you're like, here he go.
To your point about that, right?
The team probably already expect this from AJ. They're like, here you go.
To your point, I look at some of these other organizations with their number one receivers. I think we're getting off easy. I'm just keeping it a buck. I see a lot of these teams. Did you see Jamar Chase going crazy on Zach Taylor on the sideline in that Bengals game?
But they be losing.
No, but they do be losing. They do be losing. But my point is, wide receiver one causing issues, right? We've seen so many situations where WR1 can get real. It can get real wild for those guys, but they coaches or with their teammates.
To LB's point, a lot of times their complaint is that they're losing. Like Malik Neighbors, he's like he's saying everything all wrong, but he's like, I'm tired of losing. Like a lot of times when you hear these wide receivers being divas, they're like, I'm tired of losing, which is a point. We're winning, babes. It's my birthday.
I hear you. Wait, what? C Figs with the super chat. He says, "You're a Symone. Thanks for the selfie at the game. You're taller than I expected. Tampa ain't want no smoke. I was in the trenches Saturday night."
Nice to meet you, bro. Everybody say I'm taller in person.
What you like? 5'6"?
Between 5'5", 5'6".
Oh, okay, all right.
But I think I'm tall for a girl because everybody says how tall I am.
I mean, okay, my wife 5'4", so I guess I see your point.
I would say like 70% of my friends are usually shorter than me.
D Hart Williams with the super chat say, "Hi, fellas, hi."
What's up, D Hart? Appreciate it.
There we go. All right, you got it.
Niggas need to get a cactus. Get some water out of cactus.
Yo, for real, put that pink thing away. Relax, y'all. Damn.
Man, they be in the Sahara Desert with one pinch of the juice box left.
Yo, for real, they like a pit bull. What my man say?
I ain't gonna hate.
Hey, he can't get somebody a compliment.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they like a pit bull with the pink thing hanging out. They just gotta chill. They gotta relax, tongue all out there. Like, go get some water. Get this boy some milk. Peter Riley with the super chat. Keep up the great work, Tone, LB, and Symone. Appreciate you, Peter. Word, what's going on, bro? He says every great team has a black sheep. I agree with y'all, but if this is what it takes to get Patulo head out of his ass, so be it. This ain't sustainable.
I agree. That's a good point.
Eagle.
Dennis Rodman was crazy. Eagle. Draymond Green's crazy. Kevin Garnett was crazy. Everybody got a crazy. You need a crazy person that produces. Not saying AJ Brown that far off the rails.
No, yeah. And AJ has been very transparent about his mental health journey.
Right.
He's somebody that's been very transparent about keeping his emotions in check, being stoic, and sometimes that shit leak out. You know what I'm saying? Players fuck up too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you step out of character just a centimeter. You step out of character, but you got to get pulled back. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not. Look,
somebody
the AJ
said
stuff.
y'all blocking like the O-line.
So are we blocking or are we not? Simply the O-line.
Hey, listen, man. I ain't blocking. I be seeing y'all at them tailgates. I be making sure y'all keeping it clean. Keep it.
Make sure
y'all gotta do the Keanu Reeves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta take the pictures, keep the hand above the back, no contact. You feel me?
Get y'all pictures and all of that. But keep it clean.
Photos, keep your hands in sight.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool Eagle SNE TV says, so through all this analysis, is it safe to conclude that the second half was due to little factors like Jalen being concussed? Bucks defensive adjustment was great, and being at home and new OC. It's funny, right? That's an interesting angle, Cool Eagle, because through all the struggles they've been having on offense, what's not being talked about enough, in my humble opinion, is the fact that we talked about prior to the season how difficult this run was going to be. And the fact that they're not even playing their best football. And they got through this run 4-0. The next 4 games, you got Broncos, Giants, Vikings, Giants. I think this is a sweet spot in the season to get that offense right.
I disagree. I think this stretch, it's not as tough as the first 4 games, but this is still a tough stretch. But we'll see.
Let's see here. Word with the super chat. He says, now, why would Jalen and AJ Brown be discussing Mark versus? Oh, yeah, we read it. That was fun. Zamir Jefferson with the super chat says, it's my birthday today, but I support y'all and everything that y'all do. Love the content. Truly wonderful people speaking nothing but facts.
Happy birthday, man.
Zamir. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy
Appreciate you, man.
birthday to ya.
Mm-hmm.
Happy
Shout out to my man.
birthday.
Shout out to my man Zamir, man.
Birthday
Appreciate him.
to ya.
Definitely happy birthday.
Y'all just gonna leave me hanging.
It's my fiance birthday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Happy birthday to you.
You know, LB, that ring off a little different. Say it again, you who?
My fiance. It's my dog, man. She out right now spending the church's money.
Hey.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
You love to hear it. You love to see it. You know what I mean? Again,
I miss her.
shout
I
out to Zamir, man.
can't wait till she come home.
Lover boy, LB.
Preferably with some food.
LB stand for lover boy.
I am.
Symone,
I'm a lover boy.
Hey, that Jack Daniels talking.
That Jack, I'm about to go fill up. It's empty now.
that shit kicking in. You heard him? He said, I miss her. I love her.
I love her. Come on home, man. Bring some food too. If you watching, she be watching.
Function with the super chat. Thank you, bro. We appreciate the dub. He says, how much ego do you guys think a typical OC has? In my mind, how do you not add at least 1 or 2 key plays and schemes that worked in the previous season to your play calling, especially when you have an unproven playbook? Yo, Function, to your point, right? When Dallas Goedert said those shovel passes been in the playbook for 4 years and we never seen them, I was like, yo, what the hell we doing? And then Kevin Patulo had the nerve to say, yeah, well, you know, we got a lot of plays in the playbook that we don't use. So, yeah, you know, we just thought it was a good time to break it out.
He tried to make it seem like he's some boy genius.
You ever just listen to him in the press conference, bro? He got this air of like know-it-allism.
Bro,
like,
no, it's that I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. It's my man, the manager, and it's gonna be hard for y'all to fire me because my man, the manager.
Yeah, okay, they almost fired your man. So get it together.
Right, you know what I mean? My man, the manager. I got this job because my man, the manager, and I got a little more leash than your average person. Okay. But what was his question again? I wanted to expound on it. What exactly did he say?
How much ego do you guys think a typical OC has? In my mind, how do you not add at least 1 or 2 key plays and schemes that work?
That's a good point because I wonder why guys don't look around the league. The way Puka Nacua is being used is brilliance, bruh. Mm-hmm. And AJ Brown can be used the same way. They are running Puka Nacua through the C gap. He runs through the line of scrimmage. And then runs his route when he clears the line of scrimmage. You know how confusing that is for linebackers?
Bro, that don't look crazy when you watch it.
If we did that with AJ Brown, that would be crazy, bro. If we did that with any wide receiver, that would be crazy. But they run this dude through the line of scrimmage, through the fire, bro. Yeah. So he almost immediately messes up whatever the defense is in. Oh, man. I think he had damn near 12 receptions last week?
He had more. He has 12 receptions while AJ Brown got 14 on the season. He got that one game. So
crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He's the best receiver in the league right now.
You got to give it to him. Production-wise, you got to give it to him. Like, can you find guys that you think is more talented? Maybe, but
he already got 40 receptions in 4 games, bro.
No, I'm right. That's what I'm saying. Like, from a production perspective, you got to give it to him. You can't say it's anybody else. He's so productive. Emmett Powell with the super chat says AJ and Jalen lost the friendship camaraderie, but the on-the-field respect is still there. But they can't do it without Patulo and Nick holding themselves accountable for the lack of good plays for AJ. I appreciate your super chat, right?
I agree with that too.
Here's my perspective on this. I don't give a fuck about their friendship, yo. I'm sorry. Like I notice a lot of fans put a lot of stock into that. I don't care about their friendship. That's not my battle. That's not my fight. That's not in my ministry. You know what I'm saying? I care about what's going on in the football field. I care that they take care of their bodies. I care that they safe. You know what I mean? They ain't getting no shit off the field. I don't care about their friendship, yo. You know, a lot of people act like they know what's going on with their friends. I don't care. I personally don't care about their friendship. It's cool with me. As long as they're getting the job done on the football field. Frankly, you know, you ain't got to be friends. Sometimes they say when you're too close, you can't get the job done. Sometimes people work with people they don't like and they get a better result.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I don't care about their friendship. I'm sorry. I just don't.
I don't care about their friendship either. I will say this, unrelated to AJ. When Devontae was on that podcast and the way he was talking about Jalen Hurts during the offseason, that almost made me cry.
You talking about the Mellow joint, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn? That was a good interview.
That almost made me cry.
But it's just funny you brought that up because he said something in that interview that actually speaks to the problem that we're seeing with the passing game or just a receiver's problem in general when they don't get the ball. He said, as receivers, we depend on so much to happen before we get our opportunity. Not only does the snap got to get right to the quarterback, guys got to make all their blocks. Once guys make all their blocks, QB got to make all his reads. Once QB make all his reads, then he got to throw. Ball got to go from point A to point B. We got to win our matchup. So many things have to happen before we actually start cooking. So, you know, again, AJ Brown's frustration is valid. You know, Devontae Smith, maybe he not showing it, but I'm sure Devontae like, yo, we better than this shit, man. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Let's go to the next super chat though. LaWallace Pratt. Let's see. He says, can we talk about the O-line because they haven't been dominated at all? That's a good point, Wallace. Interior has definitely been weak in my opinion. I think Landon Dickerson is hurt. They need to sit his ass down. Lane Johnson, I think he needed a couple weeks off as well. What y'all think?
Yeah, I would sit him. I would give Fred, as many snaps as possible. I don't want to see the other buddy again. I tend to forget people's names when they stink it up.
You talking about Matt?
You talking about Pryor?
Yeah, I want to see Matt Pryor again.
You saw Steen come back in the game after a while. Steen was like, "No, sit down, bro."
Yeah, right. I want to see him again. You know, the offensive line been up and down through the first 4 games, but Lane Johnson has been knocked out of 2 games.
Right.
We got to take that into account. And I actually believe that
it's been a lot of injuries.
I don't think we were bad against the Bucs.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? The blocking?
I don't think the passing blocking was bad against the Bucs.
Pass blocking was very good in the first half.
Yeah, second half
we got a little wonky.
We've had so many injuries on the O-line, though. It's just so hard to tell, like, what's due to injury because guys are not 100%. Landon is definitely not 100%. Mm-hmm. Lane ain't 100%. Every week they limited participants hobbling after the game. So it's just hard to tell right now with so many injuries.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Your best offensive lineman has been Jordan Mailata for the most part. We haven't heard anything about him being hurt, I don't think. I think we saw one moment where he got a little tweaked, but he didn't miss any snaps. But yeah, man, we're gonna see, man. The offensive line definitely has not been playing up the par though. Let's see here. I think we pretty much got through these AJ. No, we got some more. He says here, 2-man says Kellen Moore should have stayed here. He in New Orleans looking goofy. I know y'all see him trying to run the Philly special. No, I ain't see that, but hey, I always say all money ain't good money.
They say looking goofy.
All right. Alex with the super chat says DB starting to sit on AJ routes. Absolutely. He running like 3, 4. He running like 3 of the same routes all game. He not running no more than 3 or 4 routes. Kelee Ringo. Oh, wow. That's messed up. It says, I know what AJ's going through. I was so depressed. I was gooning every night until I was, yo, what's up with niggas, man?
What? I know what AJ going through. I was so depressed. I was gooning. What is gooning every night?
I don't know, bro. That must be
that's
what I'm saying. That's some young boy shit, bro. What's going on?
Gooning every night until I what? Get that shit out of here, man.
Saying it.
That shit crazy.
Because what we doing here, bro? You don't talk to no distinguished gentleman like that. You don't come up to me and have a conversation with me like that.
What you thought that the profile pic was a piece of toast?
I never even heard nothing like that before.
Yeah, you need to get smacked in the mouth. You ever walk up to me talk about something? I was plundering myself. Like, bro, what? Tell somebody. Come on, this ain't no fun boy chat. We gotta set the standard sometime, y'all. We gotta set the standard sometime. We gotta let them know this ain't no fun boy chat.
Oh,
okay, how much money you spend?
What
you talking about?
I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. All right. let's transition to another topic because I think some of these super chats starting to fall off the deep end. So let's transition to another topic. Let's talk about that defense, man. Let's give us some flowers. First and foremost, Quinyon Mitchell, man, NFC Defensive Player of the Week, balled out. Had to remind Emeka Ibuka his levels to this shit. Had to remind Chris Godwin that his levels to this, man. Go back to IR. You're not ready yet. And Quinyon just went crazy. That was the best game I've ever seen Quinyon play. Let's just call it what it is.
Quinyon,
he played 72 snaps, 9 targets, only 2 catches allowed, only 6 yards allowed, 5 pass breakups, a 39.6 passer rating allowed. Only thing missing from this to top it off is an INT, but he was so dominant. He was so sticky in coverage, bro. Quinyon was on a different level.
Quinyon don't get talked about enough because we got to talk about so much bullshit after these wins. Like, there's so many things that's just going so well on this team, specifically on defense. And the fact that that's not what the focus is after the win, that's kind of effed up. You got Quinyon going crazy, working hard out there, okay? Ibuka on some legendary rookie run until he landed on Quinyon Bay, okay? The amount of work that Quinyon had to put in that heat, y'all, in that heat is crazy. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell.
Him and Cooper Dejean on a different level.
Coop was balling too, man.
They're on a different level. Nobody tackles like Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper Dejean from any type of cornerback position, man. The defense is so elite, man. Oh my God, Jahad Campbell is getting better every single week. I just wish the pass rush would get home just a little more, but everything else is just like a fine. We don't have no safety issues. We thought we was gonna have all these issues at safety. I haven't seen one yet, to be honest.
And then you got Coop with the attitude too. Y'all seen what Cooper bump Baker Mayfield? Like, there's some dogs on this defense.
Bro, you seen Quinyon Mitchell grab Tristan Wirfs by his face mask?
You got him grabbing
like you little ass boy. His whole body went with it. Like he like 400 pounds. You little ass boy, come here.
And then you got Makuba bumping Baker. Baker Thomas
looking for a flag.
The nastiness that we have in this secondary, man. Shoot, bro.
I think the whole defense is nasty. Zach Bond is just elite. We don't have to talk about Zach Bond.
Different. Bro.
But the fact that the special teams is showing up in conjunction with the defense is like remarkable, bro. It's remarkable, man. We focus too much on the offensive side of the ball, but I'd rather have the defense. I'd rather it be like this than the other way around. I'd rather the defense be this locked down, bro. We are already elite after 4 games.
After all that we lost last season, all the star power we lost last season on this defense, for Vic Fangio to have these guys injured. We shoot on our 3rd cornerback with Kelee Ringo having to come out. We're missing Nolan Smith in this game. Jacoby Dean starting the season busted. But it don't matter because Vic Fangio got these guys ready to take every single game in this 20-game stretch. We forced like 30, at this point, probably 40 turnovers in this 20-game win streak.
Yeah, and I want to see more. I want to see more stunts from the defensive line because that sack by Moro Jomo was nasty. I want to see more stunts by the defensive line.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
The defense is well deserving of their flowers, man. Them boys really put on, man. They put on the first quarter of the season for sure, and they are the reason we're 4-0. Let's make no mistake about it. Although we had that amazing offensive performance in the second half of the Rams game, the defense had to get them stops to even make a comeback possible.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, this defense has been playing lights out, like y'all said, forcing turnovers, timely turnovers at that, and just biting down in crucial moments of the game. That's why when people try to compare this season to 2023, I always scratch my head and I'm like, do y'all remember what 2023 even was like? Are y'all new fans? Because 2023, we had no defense. We couldn't stop a nosebleed.
We was getting cooked by the Cardinals.
We was old, we was slow, we couldn't tackle, and we had no coaching. This is night and day compared to 2023. This defense, top to bottom, has elite talent. We have the best linebacker core in football. We have the best linebacker duo in football. You can't find me a team that has 2 corners at the stature that plays at the level of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper Dejean collectively. You know, some teams got their one guy, but show me 2 teams that got 2 guys playing at that level. Show me 2 teams that got 2 D tackles like a Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis playing at their level. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, Reed and Makuba had they moment when Emeka Ibuka got away with that 70-yard touchdown. That wasn't even really Reed's responsibility. He tried to recover from Makuba, but Makuba made a rookie mistake. It's okay. Jahai Campbell made a rookie mistake. It's okay. But he made up for that with the interception in the end zone. You got so much talent on this team, and they're only going to get better. We're only in week 4, and they playing at this level. That defense is going to get better. Like week 8, week 9, week 10. Oh man, like we're playing. I think Zach Bond said this before the season started. He says we're way further ahead than we were in week 1 last year. Like we're going to be in a better position come this go around than where we were when Fangio first got here. And you sprinkling all the talent that we have, it's truly, truly remarkable to see, man. It's exciting. I can't wait to see where it goes. I've told y'all Jahai Campbell is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm still standing by that. I called that before the season started.
It's crazy because they don't even have him as a player you could vote for the defensive guy this week. They had a bunch of other people.
What you mean? You mean like
the defensive rookie of the week?
Oh, wait, they do that? Rookie of the week?
Yeah, they vote for it every week.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. But he's going
Quinyon
with
Mitchell won NFC Defensive Player of the Week, I think.
Yeah, right. So Jahai's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yo, he already has an interception, got 2 forced fumbles on the season. He's been one of the highest graded linebackers in coverage. He's been the highest graded defensive player from his draft class through 4 weeks. Jahai Campbell, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I agree.
Yeah, man. You spoke about Kelee Ringo though.
I did.
Let's peel the layers back on that, because Kelee was coming into that game with a lot of pressure on him, and we all spoke about the fact that, look, you know, I thought it couldn't get no worse, right? LB said no, it can. It can. So LB, I guess I can start with you, bro. Tell me your position, your opinion on Kelee Ringo's performance in that Buccaneers game. Where do you see him going from here?
I think Kelee Ringo played well. I think Kelee Ringo played good. I like the way Kelee Ringo was tackling. I like the way he was hitting. I like the way Kelee Ringo was around the ball. I like the way that he played within the system. You know what I mean? And that's what all you have to do is control your area of responsibility in Vic Fangio's system. I would give his grade a B+, and I think he goes as needed, man. He's proven that he can be a rotational guy in his defense with that performance. Now, I will say this. Mike Evans wasn't there. It was Sterling Shepard for the most part and Emeka, but still, man, that's Baker Mayfield throwing the ball. And I think Kelee played extremely well. The only reason why he's not getting an A, because I think he did like badly miss 1 tackle with the stiff hips, but he missed 3.
He missed about 2 or 3 of them Jones, man.
And that's not what we do. And that's not what we do. That shows you right there how a missed tackle can get you blown out, or could give a team, you know what I mean, you know, the much needed, I guess, extra boost to try to close the gap within the score. And you know, he missed some tackles. And also I seen him, he just missed some tackles. He missed a couple of tackles. And that's not what we do. Adoree Jackson tackles better than Kelee Ringo. And that's why I think Adoree Jackson, well, his angles are better. I think Keelee's bigger. Kelee can tackle better, but Adoree Jackson takes better angles. And that's why ultimately I believe Adoree Jackson won the job. But at the end of the day, man, Kelee Ringo is showing that, you know, he could play the position in the league.
Yeah. Symone, I need your thoughts on Kelee Ringo performance, because I think for me, I saw a guy that was kind of waiting for the ball carrier to come to him instead of flying to the ball carrier. Like, for example, when Bucky Irvin, when he misses his first tackle, he missed, right? If he tackles Bucky Irvin where he makes contact, it's maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain. It turned into a first down conversion. So Bucky Irvin stiff armed the hell out of him. If Kelee Ringo just shoots, he probably knocks him down. But instead, he ultimately got stiff armed. So you see the difference between guys like Cooper Dejean and Quinyon, the way they tackle. Symone, tell me what you saw from Kelee Ringo.
Not the time I pay attention.
Who told you to pay attention? Your sister?
No, somebody in the chat talking about Symone paying attention. No, but for Kelee Ringo to step in after not playing first 3 games, Kelee Ringo has had limited game reps.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kelee exceeded expectations for what we thought he was going to do, and that's all he can do. Vic said that Kelee Ringo could end up taking the job.
He definitely said
that earlier in the week. So I mean, he's got things to tweak and adjust, but I definitely think he's in a better position than we thought he was going to be in. Y'all pay attention.
I'm paying attention. His tackling got to improve.
It do, but what I'm saying is we thought it was going to be way worse than the overall performance. I think people were pleasantly surprised by what we saw last week.
If it was Mike Evans out there, I think it could have got dark.
It wasn't Mike though.
Right, it wasn't. And tackling is so the way Cooper Dejean tackles, the way Quinyon Mitchell tackles, the way Jahad Campbell. When you see how Jahad Campbell blew up Bucky Irvin damn near ain't get up from that.
They forced the action. They forced the action. Kelee was kind of
Kelee waits for you to catch the ball. He waits for you to gather. Then he waits for you to make a football move. Then he tried to tackle you.
Yes,
but you already done juked him. You already got 4 head of steam.
Yeah, you know what?
Guys, when that ball in the quarterback hand, they are tackling the catch.
Yes.
That's the phrase they use. Let's tackle the catch. As soon as you let's get there at the point of the catch. Let's tackle the catch. The play is over with as soon as the offensive player touches the ball because he ain't going nowhere. That's how you tackle the catch.
Fangio said something.
The player instead of tackling the catch.
He said something in his presser. Fangio said, he has to learn that there is a difference between tackling on special teams versus tackling on defense.
That's real.
He said that. That's why I love Vic, because he called it how he see it. He's right about that. Ringo looked like a guy that was tackling on special teams. So I think this game earned him some equity with Vic. We'll see if it carries over to next week or into the Broncos game, right? Because Adoree is older and he's dealing with a groin or a hamstring, whatever it is. We may not see Adoree this week. We may not. This may be the beginning of the end of the Adoree Jackson experiment. And remember, last season, 5 weeks in, Dejean got the call. I'm not saying Ringo is Dejean, but a game like this, the way they play defensively in crucial moments, Ringo had a key 4th down stop for the pass breakup on the sideline. Earlier in the game, he did get called for PI, but he redeemed himself. What I liked from Ringo is that he was always in the game. There wasn't a moment where I felt like he was lost, or there wasn't a moment where I felt like he just wasn't in the action. So shout out to Ringo, man. I knew you had it in you, big dog. I always knew you had it in you. So let's get to some of these other super chats, y'all. See what we got here. 24 Birds. Oh, we already did this one. Lafayette Harrison says, "Hey, y'all, hope we get it together. They be having my blood pressure all over the place." Yeah, for sure. D. Hart Williams says, "All 3 of you are the best on YouTube." Oh, thank you, D. Hart.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
I'm glad. I'm glad somebody love me, man. My man. He been hating on me all stream, but it's all good. Zay with the super chat. He says, "Thoughts on rumors about trading for Jalen Phillips?" I don't want Jalen Phillips near this team, bro. I don't want Jalen Phillips near this team, man. That dude got something going on with the devil. He can't stay healthy to save his life. I don't want no parts of Jalen Phillips. Cool Eagle SNE TV says, "Hey Symone, so vulnerably speaking, you cried?" What?
No. Remember when I said that pod? Remember I said I wanted to tear up when I heard Devontae Smith on that pod. That's why I was saying we had to read the super chats in the moment, because when we were talking about Devontae Smith on Carmelo's podcast, I was like, I wanted to tear up. And then that's when he said, vulnerably speaking, you cried.
For sure. Devontae, that boy, man. 24 Birds. He said, Seth Jordan said Coop might need to play CB2 and put somebody else in the slot. What y'all think? Here's the thing, though. I don't know if y'all noticed, they was in base in that game more than normal. And you saw Dejean on the
Coop was locking shit down.
You saw Dejean on the outside when he was in base. And he looked pretty good out there. So, we'll see, man. I mean, clearly Vic felt like, see, you like that long, if you got confidence in your linebackers to cover, that speaks to how good Zach Ball and Jahai Campbell have been playing, right? So maybe we'll see Coop more on the outside. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. Maybe. All right, Darrell with the super chat. He says Vic Fangio needs his flowers. Oh, yeah, he been getting. He ain't short on flowers, yo. Vic Fangio always get his flowers. Ace Lux, LB, want to read this one?
Ace Lux, thank you for the super chat. Kelee got to get some salsa lessons or something to loosen up them hips. Them hips is definitely tight, but pause. I feel you.
Let's see. All right.
Jerry Hartfield, thank you for the super chat. Kelee ass, y'all tripping. He can't tackle, bro. he ain't get challenged deep either.
Another thing that we're not talking about in this game, even though Kelee didn't do nothing egregious, but they didn't really target him like that in that game. They didn't really target him like that.
They didn't.
But I do think
because you want to know why? You want to know why?
Right?
Now that I think about it, now that you say, because we protected him by playing a lot of base, which keeps him off the field. No, for real.
Yo, I gotta look at the snap count, yo. What was the snap count for him? Because that'll tell you everything. Let me see.
Right. Whole time we giving my man the B+, he played 8 snaps.
Let me see. Hold on. All right. So defense. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. So Dejean played 72 snaps, which is 100% of the snaps. Makuba played 100% of the snaps. Zach Baum played 100%. Quinyon Mitchell played 100%. Reed Blankenship played 100%. Jahai Campbell played 97%, so he played 70 snaps. Kelee Ringo played 82% of the snaps, so 59 snaps. He was on the field a lot. He was on the field a lot. So I mean, hey, again,
he played good. B+.
He played. He was cool. He wasn't a liability. I'll tell you that. Because we can't sleep on Emeka Ibuka. You know what I mean? Like he was doing his thing prior to that game. Then he ran into Quinyon Mitchell and had to get reminded that there's levels to this shit.
It's level to the level to the. I'm about to get ready for the gym.
No problem. No problem at all, sis. Davon with the super chat says here, who's gonna break to Nakobe? Well, Nakobe, his practice model just got open.
Oh, who's gonna break it to Nakobe that he ain't starting?
Oh, who's gonna break it to Nakobe? Okay, I get what you're saying. That
he should already know he ain't starting.
No, there's no way he's touching that field. As far as
didn't I say in the beginning of the season? I said if Jahai Campbell start, that job is gone.
You said that. I
remember
that.
I said if Jahai Campbell start, he ain't getting that job back.
You definitely said that, and the reality is, I love Nakobe to death, but get comfortable on special teams, big dog. Get comfortable.
You
bro, it's a crazy world, bro.
It's a crazy world.
It's a crazy world.
If Drew Bledsoe never got hurt, we would never had the GOAT Tom Brady.
Facts.
Bro, he was like hero.
If Nakobe don't get hurt, we probably don't draft Jahai.
Yeah.
Yep. I said that earlier too. We probably don't even draft Jahai Campbell if Nakobe don't get hurt. Because we drafted Trotter Jr. to be a rotational guy. They drafted Jahai Campbell. Shit. Trotter Jr., he might not get an extension here.
And they all played well in the training. They all did well in training camp. It wasn't like Jeremiah Trotter gave it to him, like just let him have it. Jeremiah was fighting. He was fighting, bro. But
you can't. I mean, that type of athleticism, bro. You can't.
It's different. It's different.
The way he hit, the way he covered, it's just he's elite.
He's rangy, bro. His athletic gifts are just next level. Kelee Ringo says, "Thanks, Tone. I have faith in you too." Simo Ma with the super chat. LB, you want to read this one?
Simo Ma, thank you for the super chat. Y'all one of the only Eagles fandom channels that keep it real. Y'all don't bash the fan base and y'all bring light to certain things that need attention. We appreciate that, bro. Thank you for your super chat.
For sure, man. We appreciate you, Simo. Look, man, we don't gain nothing from bashing y'all, right? There's only certain dickheads we call out, but other than that, we don't gain nothing from, disrespect to the people that support the channel and support the show. We all want the same thing at the end of the day. Unstable Eric with the super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, I would just rest Lane Johnson and Jurgens these next 2 games. F it. So what an L right now won't kill us. And see, I don't like that mentality. I don't want no L's, big dog. Now, I'm not saying you're not right in your position on Lane and Landon. I don't know about Jurgens. Has Jurgens been hurt? I know he got surgery on his back, but has he been bad?
No, I don't think he's been bad. I just think it's been a little shuffle on the right side of the line, and Landon hasn't been healthy on the left side of the line.
Right. Okay. All right, let's see here. I think it's the last super chat. Symone Mai back again. He says, also, Kelee would have had a perfect game if our offense could have had sustained more drives. Yeah, again, man, the game definitely wasn't perfect, but I think all things considered, Kelee did the best he could, man. Did the best he could. Is there anything else y'all wanted to tap into? Because I think we pretty much covered all the bases.
I'm pretty much good. I think we covered everything that needs to be covered.
Yeah, for sure. We got the Broncos coming up this week. Real quick thoughts on that matchup before y'all go.
I like the Eagles in the matchup, but I'm telling you, I think this is going to be our toughest game yet. I just feel like this. I feel like it's either going to be our toughest game or we're going to breeze past these guys. I don't know if breeze past means blowout, but I think we're going to be in firm control from beginning to end, or it's going to be tough, man, because the Broncos not sweet, man.
Nah, but you said something earlier in the show that I think even you overlooked, right? You said they 2-2.
Right.
They 2-0 where and 0-2 where?
They 2-0 at home they're undefeated, and on the road they haven't won yet. And the Linc is not the place you might get your first road win for real. Exactly.
So to your point, as good as the Broncos seem to be, because I think they're a young team that's still ascending, got a young quarterback. They're well coached, don't get it twisted, and they're going to be prepared. But when I think about the Broncos, I say to myself, good, but not there yet. So we'll see. Ultimately, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing that AJ Brown Patrick Surtain matchup. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one for sure, because it's like we have to feed the beast, but now we got to feed the beast against the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, and on top of that, this is a team that you don't really see often. Again, keep in mind those first 4 weeks, it was teams that know you very, very, very well. So we'll see.
Fresh, what's going on, Fresh?
Yo, the General, what's good, bro? He says,
yo that.
He says, yo that, love what y'all doing. Make sure y'all hit the like button for real, my guys and gal, for sure. Shout out to my man Fresh, man. That's my guy, man. It's always love. That's my guy, man. But listen, y'all, that's the show. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have been phenomenal, man. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the hate. It all goes in the same pot of gumbo, man. At the end of the day, you can't have the sweetness without the spice. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to Symone with the Sports. Y'all know she does amazing things. Subscribe to Laura Brunson. Y'all know he the Broad Street Bully. Also, subscribe to myself at Chalk It Up Sports. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been tuned into the Linc Up, and we out of here.
Yes, sir.